Hello, everyone. Welcome to the SEAL the Cycle webinar. Please mute your mics, and we will begin in a few minutes. We will wait to let everyone in, but welcome to the webinar of SEAL the Cycle. Well, we will start now. Hello and welcome to the second webinar of SEAL the Cycle, the global initiative launched by Henkel in collaboration with Chile Global Ventures, Fundación Chile's Venture Capital Area. With SEAL the Cycle, we seek to find technological solutions for plastic waste, targeting innovations that separate high-density polyethylene, ICPE, from silicon waste to enable the recycling of cartridges, or allow direct recycling of silicon cartridges. Either way, any technology that can contribute to the goal of SEAL the Cycle is welcome to apply to the open call. During this webinar, we will explain more about SEAL the Cycle and dive deep into what the challenge entails. To achieve this, we will have speakers both from Henkel and Chile Global Ventures. For our Spanish-speaking assistants, there is available translation below on your Zoom window. If you click interpretation, you can choose your language and you can choose Spanish. And most importantly, if you have any questions for our speakers, please write and send them in the chat, as we will review and answer this at the end. Okay. Para nuestros asistentes en español.
For our Spanish speakers, you can find the Spanish language below in the bar, pressing interpretation, and you can access the Spanish language translation.
We welcome Albert Lipperheit, our first speaker of today, who will introduce the worldwide company leader in adhesives, Henkel. He is the current general manager for customer and craftsmen's adhesives in Chile and has had an extensive 20-year career with the company, holding various positions in Spain and Portugal. So we thank him so much for being here at the webinar with us today. Without further ado, we leave you with Albert.
Thank you. So I don't know if you are seeing my screen.
Yes, we can see it. Perfect.
Good. Good morning and good afternoon to everyone. So before I begin telling you about Henkel, let me thank you for attending this webinar. So in addition, I would like to let you know that at Henkel, we are very proud to work in this project, which we started up will have a positive impact in the improvement of the environment. So first of all, we'll look at who we are. So let me share with you some anecdotal data that you probably don't know about. So for example, that Henkel is a global leader in adhesive technologies, or that every second, around 25 colorants from Henkel are purchased around the world. And last, that Henkel sells around 40 billion wash loads of detergents every year. So if we move to the next slide, you can see that Henkel is a company with over 144 years of history, and it is currently present in 78 countries with a total revenue of 19 billion euro. At Henkel Group, we are almost 53,000 employees, with women in 37 of management positions, a figure that is continuously increasing. And last but not least, although we will see later on as a clear example of how important sustainability is for Henkel, I want to mention that our objective is to be increasingly more efficient with the use of resources. So Henkel has 3 business units: adhesive technologies, beauty care, and laundry and home care. We have a leading market position in each of them, And on the other hand, I think it is also important to tell you that the adhesive division is present on different markets, such as automotive, aerospace, packaging, electronics, industrial maintenance, and finally adhesives for consumer and construction. This is important to mention because by developing technologies that can be used in different markets, we obtain important synergies. So moving to the next slide, I will share with you some figures from the different business areas, starting with adhesives, that the division's current turnover is 8.6 billion euros, as you can see in the slide, with an EBIT margin of 15%. If we look at beauty care, in this division, we have a turnover of 3.7 billion euros, with an EBIT margin of 10%. And last, we have the laundry and home care division with a turnover of 6.7 billion euro, and with an EBIT margin of 15%. So the last section we'll see in this slide is what guides us at Henkel. So before we get into the details, I believe that in life, like in business, there must be a purpose. In this sense, at Henkel, we have defined what is our purpose for growth. This is based first on a winning portfolio, focusing time and resources on brand and products that generate value in the mid and long term as well. Second, in the middle of the slide, on a building a competitive edge with three pillars, which are innovation, sustainability, and digitalization. And third, on having a future-ready operating model. And all of that supported by a collaborative culture and empowered people. So in the next slide, as I mentioned before, at Henkel, we have a clear commitment with sustainability. Our sustainability strategy is simple, it's clear, and concise. It's achieving more with less. As proof of this commitment, I can say that in the last 10 years, we have been able to improve our overall efficiency by 64%. And finally, Henkel is able to attract top talent all over the world because it is an attractive employer that provides exciting career opportunities worldwide, rewards excellent performance, and offers learning opportunities to help employees become strong leaders. So this is all from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Albert, for your words. And now we are going to show a video of Seal the Cycle. We have to wait a few minutes. But thank you, Albert, for your presentation. Who is going to share the video? Roberto. Now we can see your screen.
We are the generation that had to witness the climate change. It is right there in front of us. But at the same time, we are those called upon to ease recycling and to make way towards a more circular economy. This is our goal at Henkel, and that is why we are developing the initiative Seal the Cycle together with Chile Global Ventures, Fundación Chile's Department for Risk Capital. The challenge? A call to startups, small and big companies, and research centers in the whole world to find a new way that separates the high-dense polyethylene, HDPE, from the silicone remnants that finally permits the recycling of millions of plastic cartridges. The application is going to be available until December 12th, and the only thing needed to do to be part of this challenge is to enter www.sealthecycle.com and to get access to an award of 20,000 euros. Additionally, you get the chance to run a pilot project in Chile, which could reach the global market of silicone sealants together with Henkel. Together, we can develop that solution that will impact the world positively, offering longer and recycled life circles for plastic. Join the challenge for a more sustainable and circular future.
Thank you. That was a great video to understand more about Seal the Cycle. Thank you, Roberto. Now, we welcome Ruth Kelly, Head of PD Packaging and Special Projects. She will explain more about the challenge for the environment and what it entails for Henkel. She's worked 20 years with Henkel in the product development area and is highly experienced in cyanoacrylates and instant technologies. We thank you so much, Ruth, for being here. And at once, we leave you with Ruth.
Thanks. So hopefully you can see my screen now.
Yes, perfect.
Okay, so I'm very happy to be able to talk to you today about the Seal the Cycle campaign. To start with, I suppose to talk a little bit about plastic use and the challenges it brings for the environment. Currently, we use about 360 million metric tons of plastic every year, and less than 16% of that in total is recycled. And you may ask why. Why is that number only 16%? Why don't we recycle more? So some of the barriers to recycling are around access to streams for recycling. Perhaps it requires very energy intensive processes, or that there isn't a defined process for certain types of packaging or plastics. But in our case, when we think about the cartridges, the HDPE cartridges that we're interested in, the main reason that they don't go to recycling is because of the contamination and the residues left behind from the products inside. So the purpose behind Seal the Cycle, therefore, is to look at the many millions of HDPE silicone cartridges that are sold every year. And the traditional types of technologies for separation of plastics just don't work in these cases. So these cartridges don't enter the recycle stream right now. And with this Seal the Cycle initiative, Henkel is looking for your help to identify solutions that can allow the separation of the product residues from the HDPE, and then we can put it back into the recycle stream and bring that number up globally from 16%. So the challenge that we're setting you is that we start with the recycled, or beg your pardon, we start with the sealant cartridges, and we want to end up with a material that can be used again in our supply chain streams or in recycle streams around the world, but we don't know how to get there. So we're looking for you to fill that question mark for us and to come to us with your solutions and your great innovative solutions to clean up these cartridges so that they can be recycled. A little bit around, I guess, what we need are from a technology solution. We are looking for you to propose a solution that is laboratory validated. So that's a TRL4. It can be mechanical, chemical, or other. And it's a means to separate the residues from the HDPE cartridges. We want you to consider the environment, of course. There's no point in finding a way to recycle these cartridges if, as a sideline, we then generate something else that's harmful for the environment. So it should have a positive impact on the environment. No harmful waste streams should result from this process. And from a point of view of capability, we need it to be scalable. It has to be capable to handle the large volume of cartridges in an efficient manner and provide HDPE at the end that can go into recycling plants. So in short, you take your cartridges, you propose a new process for us, and at the end, we have clean cartridges that can go back into the recycle stream. And we look forward to the creative solutions that you can bring to us. And here, I guess, are just some beautiful pictures of the country that I live in Ireland. And this is the environment that we want to protect, and we want to continue to have such beautiful environments to enjoy. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ruth, for your presentation. Our last speaker is Andrés Mitnick, the Corporate Venturing Director of Chile Global Ventures. He will further explain Seal the Cycle's challenge process and give a short background on the venture capital firm and Fundación Chile. Andrés has more than 20 years of experience in transforming ideas into values through technological innovations. So we thank him so much for being here at the webinar with us today. I leave you with Andrés.
Thank you. Thank you, Catalina. It's a pleasure being here and see the interest that Seal the Cycle has created. So I'm going to briefly explain the process now that Ruth already explained what the challenge is about. And Albert already told us about what's Henkel, the size of Henkel, and the impact that you can have by working together with Henkel. Why are we organizing this? So we are hosted by Fundación Chile. I'm the corporate director of Chile Global Ventures. We're the venture capital arm of Fundación Chile, and we are a full innovation. We have a full innovation ecosystem in house, and that allows us to lever our venture capital with our sustainability area, with our human capital area, to manage this kind of disruptive global challenges, and that's why we are partnering with Henkel to proceed the cycle. As you have been able to see, Seal the Cycle is a global challenge seeking to enable the recycling of HDPE silicone cartridges. As Ruth clearly stated, today much of this process product goes to waste because of the inability of being able to separate the silicone residue from the cartridge, and that's exactly what we're looking for with you guys to help us with. This can have a global impact. So as you know, by visiting the webpage, there is going to be there's a prize, then there is a pilot that Henkel wants to run in Chile, but the aim of that pilot is to scale this technology to Europe and to the world. Silicone cartridges are used all around the world, and this is something that's needed worldwide. So this is a great opportunity to be able to, if you have a technology, to test it first at a smaller scale, locally, and then move it up to the world. We're looking for all types of companies, from large companies to smaller ones, to startups, to research centers. What we're looking at for people that have great ideas, that are looking to make a big change in the world, to have an impact. And the only limitation is that you have to have the capabilities to develop this first pilot in Chile, and if successful, be able to scale it globally together with Henkel. As Ruth mentioned, and I'm just going to make a brief review. So we are basically looking for technologies that can be very early. So they can be TRL 4 or more. That means that you only need sort of a first test of your technology to be eligible to participate in Seal the Cycle. You don't need to have a final technology, a final product, something that's in the market. We understand that this is something new. So don't be shy. If you have an early stage technology, apply to Seal the Cycle, you might have good chances to win, actually. We're looking for two types of things. The first and the main is to be able to separate the residue, the silicone residue, from the cartridge, because what Henkel is looking for is to be able to use that plastic, that HDPE, back again into the value chain. That's the ideal world. If that's not possible, we will also be looking for technologies that can actually use the dirty cartridges and transform it into something else that then creates value. For example, make bricks out of these cartridges. If you have that sort of technology that can handle plastic waste that is not clean, we also welcome it, as long as you're working with HDPE. And there are no boundaries here, so you can use wet, mechanical, or chemical separation processes. In order to succeed, you need to, of course, have an attractive business model, have an interesting solution, and avoid, as Ruth mentioned before, any negative or impact or social impact in terms of water consumption and final waste. The expected results are, if you're going for the track of separation, to be able to create an HDPE that is at par at the quality that current recycling plants are using. The idea is to be able to put this into the existing recycling infrastructure. If you're following either of both tracks, it's ideal if you can manage large volumes of HDPE, because we're talking about millions and millions of cartridges per year in the world. So volume is relevant here, or the ability to achieve that volume, more than being able to handle it right up front. And also avoid creating an environmental hazard. We're also going to look at other variables such as the process cost as a percentage of the price of the virgin material, the percentage of clean plastic that you are able to obtain from the cartridge, the process output, and of course the social impact, among others. The timeline is quite straightforward. So we are right now in the middle of the open call. We will close this open call by December 12th. Then we're going to take a couple of weeks to review the forms. On December 21, we're going to announce who's moving to the next stage. The next stage are one-to-one meetings after the Henkel team together with us review all the applications. And we're going to select a group that we're going to have one-to-one meetings. And from those meetings, we're going to get the group that's going to be presenting at the final demo day in front of Henkel senior management and define the winner. And we will have an upcoming webinar on December 7th. If you have any further questions, I will be happy to address them there. The evaluation has basically 6 main criteria. So the ability to address the challenge, how you're doing it, what track are you following, the separation or the reuse of the dirty plastic. We expect this to be highly innovative, basically because it doesn't exist. That's something that we really expect. We want to know your business model and if you have any kind of market traction or early test, that's great. We want to know the level of maturity of your technology. As I said before, there's no problem being early stage, just that we need to be aware where on the development phase are you right now. We are also going to look at how you propose this pilot. For this pilot, Henkel already has a network put in place. So you need to take in consideration everything around a recycling pilot. We understand that's complex from the logistics point of view. It's more what we expect here is how you plan to partner and what would be the conditions to run this pilot. And then, of course, let us know about your team experience and capabilities. The awards, there's a cash award, which is 20,000 euros, which feel like that's interesting. But more interesting even is the ability to conduct this pilot. So Henkel will support this pilot, will use its network. This is already being planned just to plug you into a broader plan. So you will have the ability to pilot your solution. If your solution is not validated yet, for example, this is a very good opportunity to validate your solution. If that pilot is successful, then there is a bigger prize, which is basically scale this to a global level. And we all would like that happening. And with no further ado, I'd like to give it back to Catalina so we can have a Q&A in case there are any questions. Please write any questions you might have on the chat so we can start addressing them now. Thanks a lot.
No. Thank you, Andres, for your presentation. And as well as Andres said, if you have any doubts about this challenge, please just write them on the chat, or you can unmute your mics and just say your question, please.
It can be in Spanish or in English. You don't need to speak in English. You can ask your question in Spanish.
It can be in Spanish or in English. Good point. Well, I will leave my email anyways on the chat in case you have any questions. You can write to me directly and we can get in touch with you. Someone, you can raise your hand on the Zoom, write them on the chat.
Nicolas, did you have a question?
Nicolás Riesco. Okay, so you have my email to write to me And if there are no questions, we will end the webinar here. Thank you so much for attending the second webinar of Seal the Cycle. We will show
Catalina,
a video. Yeah, Roberto, we will show the video to closing, right?
yes, I would like to.
Yeah.
Voy a
There is no
presentar un video que me parece interesante desde el punto de
Yes,
vista.
I'm going to share a video that I think is very interesting from Henkel's point of view, of course. And I would also like to reiterate that if you have any questions, we can answer them after as well. Okay, let me share this. Give me 1 second.
Also, I would like to invite you to join us our third webinar on Tuesday, December 7th.
Okay, shall we start?
Yes, play the video.
We all love our planet. At least, we should. We can all protect our planet. Every day, we can protect the resources we share by creating smarter packaging, by choosing ingredients that meet high environmental and social standards, and that enables a circular economy. We can protect the climate we depend on by switching to low-carbon transport, by building state-of-the-art factories that use less power and greener power, by empowering manufacturers to explore sustainable technologies. We can protect the resources we share every day by using products that save water and energy. Experts predict there'll be more than 9 billion of us sharing this planet by 2050. That means we need to protect it more than ever. So let's put the power of 9 billion minds together. Whoever you are, wherever you are. This is your planet. It's our planet. If you love it, protect it every single day.
Thank you, Roberto, for the video. And thank you so much, all of you, for attending this second webinar of Seal the Cycle. We hope that the presentations and the video have motivated and inspired you to solve this challenge and to apply to Seal the Cycle Open Call. So please remember, and before you leave, to join us in the Seal the Cycle third webinar, as I said before, on Tuesday, December 7th. So that's it. Thank you for joining us, and goodbye, and have a nice rest of the day. Thank you all.